in beautiful Loveland, Colorado. So excited to have each and every one of you join us. Send out those text messages, send out that information, but do it in the next like 60 seconds because then I want your full attention. So let your people know that the call is happening. The Millionaire Mentorship call is happening right now. Grab your favorite cup of coffee. So tonight's call is going to be a little bit different. Those of you who are note takers, I'm really excited about that. You could take notes if you want to, but what I want to do, the call's recorded, so you can always go back and take notes. What I want right now though is your full attention. If something really like stands out to you, you can definitely write that down, jot that down. But what I want tonight is to have coffee and conversation with you. I've got my favorite cup here. It says soar, meaning to climb to new heights and achieve great things or aspire to a more. And I'm excited to get to share with you from my heart tonight. So I have 9 years, almost 9.5 years of experience here with Organo. And I know that we have Vegas and Expo fast approaching. And we've had some incredible speakers, Mr. Sam Bean, Mr. Rod Smith, Mr. Steve Martin. We've had callers and Millionaire Mentorship hosts that have just, Dr. Bob Rakowski, that have just been absolutely rocking out these calls. And I'm so excited to get to stand on the shoulders of giants tonight and share with you some of my perspective and some of the things that I believe will have great value for you in your Organo journey. So tonight, if you want to take notes, great. But if you want to just be with me and let's just be together for the next 50 minutes, 55 minutes or so, I want to talk to you heart to heart. And so I want you to put your pen and paper down for a second, and I want you to take a deep breath with me. We're going to take 2 more. If you need to shake it off a little bit, let the day or the weekend or the month or whatever's racing in your mind right now, I want you to just kind of with this last deep breath, I want you to kind of just let it all out. And I want us to focus and concentrate on tonight's call a little bit differently. I want you to focus tonight with your heart and a little bit less with your mind. And I want you to make that heart-to-heart connection. And I want you to know that whether you're calling in from Europe or Africa or Asia or Colorado or South America, Central America, or Canada, no matter which one of our regions you're calling in from tonight, I'm talking to you. Tonight, this message is tailored specifically for you, from my heart to your heart, and what I know you can accomplish. And tonight, we're going to work together to activate your full potential for what's possible in this Organo business. I want to start off, as I always start off, with gratitude to those who've come before us. You know, I look at how many moving pieces, how many believers, how many leaders, how many workers over the last generations, I'm talking generations, have laid a foundation for us to even be where we are right now. From those who continue to develop technology that allows us to hear each other, to communicate beyond borders, for those involved in Organo directly, Mr. Bernie Chua, Mr. Shane Moran, Mr. Holton Buggs and their families, and every single person who contributed to their belief, every single person who contributed to the vision, every single person who's contributed to giving out a sample, to sharing the story of Organo. And I feel so humbled and overwhelmed by all of the things that have had to take place for me to be where I am right now. And I am so grateful for those things. And I want to share with you a little bit about the activation process that gets us to the place where we want to be. And also how, if maybe you're looking to get to that first level of a place you want to be in Organo, or maybe you've been a little stagnant, maybe a little stuck, maybe a little drifting. We're going to talk about that and how to get to where you want to go. So I might stay seated, I might stand up, and tonight's call might get a little bit crazy because I'm going to be 100% myself with you. Now, I'm always authentic on the calls. I love teaching and training on skill sets and facts and all of those things. They fire me up because I have a very curious nature. And if I could give you a suggestion on a skill to develop, it's your curiosity. Curiosity will serve you so well in your life. But tonight, I don't have this like, okay, this is the topic and then this is the topic. I just want to sit down and share with you from the heart what I feel, and make a deposit in your life. I've been in deep reflection today. Matter of fact, I reflected so deeply at lunchtime that I woke up a little bit later, if you know what I'm saying. But I want to share a cup of coffee with you. I'm sipping on an OG black coffee, and I want you to take one more deep breath while I take a sip, and then we're going to get started. So I look at Organo, and I look at this vision, and this big picture vision of capturing 1% of the coffee drinking market, and how incredibly courageous it is to even say that, to put that out there, right? I know we've all got dreams and goals, and sometimes we don't even say them out loud because our dreams and goals, they scare us because we know who we would have to become to accomplish those things. And I think of the courage of our three amigos and their families, the people who believed in them. I think of the courage of every single person who's taken that application and filled it out, and wanted to be part of capturing 1% of the worldwide market of coffee drinkers, of the courage it takes to wanting to be part of this culture and this mission, and surrounding ourselves, getting out of our comfort zones to associate with people who think so big. And that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight is thinking big. Because I'm here to tell you that you are capable of so much more in your life. That there is so many gifts and talents that are sleeping, they're slumbering deep inside your soul. Anthony Robbins wrote a book called Awaken the Giant Within. There's a slumber in your heart. There's a slumber in your mind, in your spirit. There's that energy that you know if you gave something your best, everything in your life, it would be like sunshine in your life all day long. And we're going to talk about how to get to that place and how to get, for some of you, how to get back to that place. And it's all about taking control of your thinking. And I don't want this training about thoughts are things and thoughts are powerful to become old hat. I want to connect with you on an emotional heart-to-heart level because I know what can happen in your life when you take control over the conversations you have with yourself. When you become aware of the thoughts that you're having and the repercussions of those thoughts. Because triumph, victory, defeat, all of them are in your mind. Circumstances be forgotten. Excuses be forgotten. Matter of fact, if we could just come to a really powerful tool right now and develop the habit of never saying our excuses out loud. Because when we say our excuses out loud, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have the right connections. I wasn't raised the right way. My health isn't in the best place. This, that, or the other. I don't have the experience. I'm too young. I'm too old. When we verbalize those excuses, we give them wings. We give them power. And I know everybody on the call, I know you want to have more confidence. No matter what level you're at, you want to have more confidence. Why do I know that to be true? Because that's something I aspire to. I know I want more confidence. I want more belief. But at the end of the day, is it really believing more in Organo? Is it really believing more in the products? Is it really believing more in the compensation plan? I'm here to tell you that's not it. It's not hard to believe in Organo. Billions in products sold, this culture that you can bring your family. It's so much more than just business. It's about part of the purpose in life of connecting with other people. Having this mission to change the world, to wake people up and put them on the path of self-discovery and success and happiness and positive impact and contribution. That's not hard to believe in. It's not believing in the product. All you have to do is take one sip and you believe either in the flavor or the experience. All you have to do is join the Organo social media page and see the stories on the blog, to see the photos of people whose lives have continued to be impacted and changed on this huge level every single day. It's not believing in the compensation plan. All you have to do is look around, ask a few questions, pick up the OG magazine. You're going to see the evidence of success that proves in belief. So if the belief isn't in the product, if the belief's not in Organo, if the belief's not in the compensation plan, if the belief in those things aren't what needs to be improved more, then what is it? the belief in you. It's the belief in yourself. And the belief in yourself ties so directly down into your spirit on how you believe about yourself, how you talk to yourself, what thoughts you are planting in your brain every single day. Because believing and wishing are not the same thing. Believing and hoping are not the same thing. See, I can wish for $1 million and tell myself I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, it's not for me, that kind of success is for other people, I'm too late, it's too hard. I can wish it, I can want it, and not believe in it. See, sometimes we can get stuck in this whirlpool of our brain. You know, I was talking to my dad earlier, and at his church service this morning, they were talking about the Civil War and how devastating that was. And you know, when he said that, I thought of how much of us are at civil war in our own minds. You know, you look at the Civil War here in the United States, how devastating it was, families turning against families, and confusion and death and pain and all these things that were happening. And I'm like, so many people are wishing for what they want, but their belief's not in synergy. It's not in alignment with that, and it creates this civil war. And guess what that feeling does in our mind? It causes deterioration in our emotional energy, in our spiritual energy, our physical energy. And then all of a sudden we take a little less action. Then all of a sudden the belief gets a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less. And before you know it, we're like, okay, I'm moving on. How many of us know somebody that they can believe for like 10 seconds and that's just about it? I believe in this, so I'm doing this. And then 2 days later, they're doing something else. And then 10 days later, they're doing something else. And 10 years goes by and they're an expert at nothing. And nothing in their life has changed. And in a world designed for progress, if you're not progressing, you're not standing still. You are getting left behind. Stagnation's not a thing. We're either getting better or getting worse. But I know that you're here. You're here believing with me to get your belief even better so that you can be on the coin side of progress. Because the result of believing in yourself is changing your life for the better. You believe in yourself, your physical body is better. You believe in yourself, your finances are better. See, it's not in believing if you can get a bigger house. It's believing if you can get a bigger house, right? There's people with big houses everywhere. People with the nice car, the car that you want to drive, the house you want to live in, the school you want your kids to go to, the vacation you want your family to go on, the contribution to a charity that you want to sign your name to. All of those things are possible, but do you believe they're possible for you? I can remember having a conversation with Diamond Dwayne Kleinsasser, him and his wife Anna Kleinsasser and their family out in Wisconsin, and he came to an event in Las Vegas. And a young man, a very, very young man, came on stage and was talking to an audience of thousands and said, "Do you believe in you?" And it struck a chord so deep in Dwayne that it was a benchmark for a new life for the Kleinsasser family. Do you believe in you? Now, don't worry, I'm not only going to ask you that question, I'm going to give you some skills and some things that can help you increase your belief. But there's not this magic pill that you're going to wake up tomorrow believing in yourself and never have to go back and do it again. See, there's earning, like, think of a bodybuilder. First, they earn that physical body. They go from where they are to where they want to be, but then they put in a lot of effort maintaining that physical body. You've got to build the belief, but you've also got to put in the effort to contain and continue maintaining that belief in yourself through the self-talk, through the way that you talk to yourself, because there is power in your thinking. There is power in your thinking. What do you say to yourself? An opportunity comes by in Organo in your life, because how you do anything is how you do everything. That's one of the things I love about Organo. It lets us see who we really are. You know how many people don't get that blessing in their lifetime? You know how many people will go through their entire lifetime and die with every single gift they have inside of them, never sharing that gift with the world because nobody ever came into their life and said, "Hey, wake up. This is who you are. This is where you are." And Where would you like to go? Who do you want to be and how to get there? You know, sometimes that's scary, but it's a good kind of scary, kind of like getting married or having kids or starting a business. Guys, when you look at believing in yourself, you can't be a big thinker if you don't believe in yourself, and you've got to be a big thinker to accomplish great things. People go, but yeah, you know, I was listening to Miss Karen Weiler out of North Dakota. She texted me the other day, and she did an event and was selling coffee and made $500 in one day. And I love that, because those stories, we collect them, but how you talk to yourself about that story determines your belief. People receive that story two different ways. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Somebody's selling coffee, making $500 in one day with Organo. That means I can do it. I want to go find a venue. I want to go sample. I want to go have a mixer so I can sell $500, so I can make $500 in this business just in retail. That's believing in yourself. Then you have the other person who says, I received that story and go, oh, you know, the people in North Dakota, they're just more open. They just buy everything. There's never any rejection in North Dakota, you know, and Karen's just like, she must be an expert. So that's great for her, but man, I don't know why I'm struggling over here. There's two conversations that are happening and you're having one or the other. So the first step to increasing the belief that you have in yourself is the awareness of where your belief is at. You got to be aware of how you're talking to yourself. When an opportunity presents itself, are you saying, I can do it, I got this is going to be great? Or are you saying, ooh, that's for somebody who's got more experience. That's for somebody who's ready, or who's better with people, or who understands finances better, or who's this, who's that, and all of a sudden you're bringing up the disease of excusitis. It's an affliction, I tell you. It's an affliction that people have, and it's hurting them, and it's hurting their families for generations to come. And you can overcome it, but you have to believe in yourself. What are you thinking? Become aware of what you're thinking. Earl Nightingale, he spoke out the strangest secret in the world, a fantastic audio. I probably listened to it 100 times in my OG career. It's simple, it's easy to listen to. Listen to it in Earl Nightingale's voice, because his voice is extremely smooth, it's easy to listen to, and there's something powerful about the connection he has with you when he's talking about you can plant seeds of triumph or you can plant seeds of doubt. But it's all in your mind, what you're thinking. Ask yourself, grade yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being your belief in yourself has been very small, 10 being your belief is bulletproof in yourself. Not in OG, not in the product, not in the comp plan, not in the system, in you. Grade yourself over the last 90 days. In the last 90 days, I want you to say it out loud wherever you are. In the last 90 days, if you've been a 1, I want you to say it. My belief in myself has been a 1. My belief in myself has been a 4. My belief in myself has been a 9. Wherever you're at, I want you to own it. Think about it. How do you feel about yourself? Where's your confidence at? How do you feel in the conversation you're having with yourself? Because I'm here to tell you, people will only believe in you to the capacity that you believe in yourself. People will only believe in you to the capacity that you believe in yourself. So where's your belief been at? And when you sit with that for a minute and that number comes out, you then ask yourself, are you satisfied with that? See, dissatisfaction is a beautiful thing. You can have dissatisfaction and happiness at the same time. It's okay to be dissatisfied with your results. I am dissatisfied with my results because I know I can do more. I didn't leave it all out. I remember when I used to play basketball and coach would always say, leave it all out on the court. Win or lose, whatever it is you've got, leave it all out there. And I know I haven't done that yet. And it's thrilling and it's scary and it's exciting, but it's energizing. If you're dissatisfied with your number, the belief that you have in yourself, if you're dissatisfied with that number, pick which number you'd like to have. Maybe you'd like to have a 5. Maybe you'd like to have a 9 or a 10. I'm sure there's somebody out there who says, I want a 15, right? But developing the belief in yourself takes discipline, and not the kind of discipline that's like, oh, it's scary, it's discipline, but it takes the discipline to stay aware long enough to win, because your thoughts are very strong. It's easy to keep having the same ones over and over again. And as Earl Nightingale says in The Strangest Secret, the problem with men today is that men simply do not think. I mean, men and women. The problem with people today is that people simply do not think. They just go through the motions. Michael Beckwith says, don't you dare leave this planet without depositing your gifts and talents into the world. You think you were here for no reason? You think you're some cosmic accident? He says, don't you dare leave this world with the regret of not leaving your gifts behind. I remember one of the first times I met Mr. Holton Buggs, and he said, the richest place in the world is the graveyard. The unsung songs, the unstarted businesses, the unhad conversations. You have a gift inside of you. I don't know what it is, but I don't care where you are or who you are listening from. You have a gift that you can offer the world, and Organo has provided a vehicle for you to offer it to a wide variety of people, a network, for you to make that deposit, for you to make that contribution, and for you to not have to do it by yourself. You know, I look at believing in yourself as rising above mediocrity. Those of you who have children, how would you feel if your children believed in themselves the way you believe in yourself? It'd be devastating for some of you. That would be gut-wrenching to realize that our kids don't believe in themselves. That's what you want for them, don't you? To have the power to change their life, to be empowered to change the lives and serve the lives of others, all while having it all. You can have it all. You can have it all. You can have it all. You can make a positive contribution, grow your gifts and talents and your self-confidence and that feeling of productivity and results and accomplishment. You can have great family relationships while continuing to develop and attract and bring new people into your life while making a difference in the lives of other people. You can have total and complete, absolute financial independence and financial freedom. You can have all the material things you want and contribute in all the charitable ways that you want to your community, to your family, to the world. You can have great physical health, you can have it all. But there's a story we tell ourselves that one of those things we'll have to sacrifice in order to win. And we feel better about not winning when we tell ourselves that. And the truth and the reality of it is that's just an excuse, because you can't have it all. It doesn't mean that everything's perfect all the time. It's never going to be perfect. But you can have it all. I think that, you know, when it comes to believing in yourself, it's what you visualize, it's what you picture, but you've got to be aware of what you visualize. You've got to be aware of what you picture. When you hear success stories, do you get like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. I can do it. I will do it. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm going to do it. Or do you get defeated and deflated and depressed? When you hear of people not winning, do you make agreement with that lack of success, with that lack of joy, with that lack of health, and go, yeah, that's the world. That's the way it is. People will only believe in you to the capacity that you believe in yourself. And the belief you have in yourself will reflect itself in your life. It will reflect itself. There's all kinds of bank accounts. There's a financial one. There's a happiness one. There's a physical one. There's one that's called contribution and service. Your belief in yourself will reflect in those areas. So you got to take control of the conversation that you're having with yourself. I dare you for 1 week, from today to next Sunday, to be aware every single day of how you think, of what you say to yourself, of the thoughts you have that respond to things, circumstances, conversations that are happening in your life. And I dare you to become aware of them and say, wow, if the fruit of that root comes to pass in my life, is that really what I want? Once you're aware, you can have the power to choose. Choice. Why on earth would we live in a free world and give up our freedom? Freedom comes from choices. Voluntary slavery? Come on. Living for a life of mediocrity? Come on. Disraeli says life is too short to live little. It gives me goosebumps. It gives me a sense of self-conviction that goes, man, have I been playing it little? Could I play it bigger? How can I play it bigger? How can I have fun playing it bigger? What are the kinds of questions, the quality of questions you ask yourself when you're having these conversations? This is how you win. A winning attitude. This is what we mean when we say successful people create the conditions in their mind that they need to succeed. No more excuses. Don't say them out loud. You give them power. But Casey, I'm afraid. I get it. We're all afraid. It's okay. Fear is a real thing. I get it. I understand. But hesitation makes fear so much bigger than it is. It turns fear into a monster. Hope is important. Hope is the first step, but you cannot sustain hope without action. You can't. The oxygen that hope breathes is action. And you support that hope that you have for a better future. That hope that you have that you really can do it. That you're not going to let your family down, your friends down, yourself down, that you can do it. It's sustained by action. So the next time you encounter that fear, whether it's sampling, whether it's doing a presentation, whether it's believing in yourself, ask yourself, what action can I take right now that makes this fear smaller until it goes away? So you're at a party, you're at a networking event, you met somebody at the grocery store and you feel that tug, you're like, I should sample them. But then that fear comes in that says, what will they think? What will they think? What if I say something wrong? What if I mess up? What if I make a mistake? That fear, you know what it feels like. I want you to ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do action-wise right now that'll make that fear smaller? You want better self-confidence? When you take action and you replace that fear with a piece of action, watch what happens to your life. What if that person is the one you've been hoping and praying for, but have you been believing for them? See, hoping for the right person to join your business is easy. Believing for them to join it, that takes courage, that takes guts. And don't you want to be the type of person who's got the courage and the guts to go out there and win in the way you're designed to win? We've got the greatest opportunity. The greatest. I mean, to think that we are so lucky that somebody shared a sample with us. This is how OG started. Look at this unattractive sample. Belief has brought us to here. To think that somebody gave you a chance. How many people out there right now, they're praying for their chance? And we have it sitting right in front of us. What are you going to do with it? It's all about you. We believe in you. Holton, Bernie, Shane, they believe in you. Bernie believed in you before you ever heard of Organo. He believed in himself enough to build this concept of bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. Now, sounds like a pretty statement. We read it, we say it. What does that really mean? Yeah, the products are amazing. Changing lives. Improving lives all over the world. It's a beautiful, magical thing. Yeah, the compensation plan is amazing. You can take coffee today and turn it into dollars today. I mean, that's impressive. So not having money, not having connections, it's all an excuse. Do you believe you deserve more money, more connections? Go get it. Go get it. Life is a buffet of all the things you want. All you have to do is go get it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. It's a buffet. You got to stand in line and get it yourself. You're not being served those things. To think that Bernie Chua had this mission, bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. The people of the world, meaning anyone who wants to win, who wants to believe, wants to work on that belief, can come and be part of this family. And I got some business people that are listening right now that are like, what does this have to do with making money? It's all heart. You bring more heart to your business, you bring more you to your business. Watch not only your business grow, your finances grow, watch your emotional, physical, watch your connection with people grow. Life is about connecting. It truly is. It's about serving other people. Forget about selling and start thinking about believing. Believing in yourself. You know, there's a financial expert that he studies behavior patterns, and he was referencing a study that said that they get 250 times more applications for people applying for a job for $10,000 a year than for $50,000 a year. 250 times more. So people think, oh, there's so much competition at the top, it's harder at the top. There's 250 times more competition at the bottom. Settling for little, settling for mediocrity. You gotta get inspired. You gotta get inspired. You gotta increase your associations. What is one of the ways? First, you gotta be aware of how you talk to yourself, aware of because talking to yourself, that's called thinking, right? Those are thoughts. So you be aware, then you change your thinking through that awareness by daily choices that I'm gonna choose better. I'm gonna choose better, I'm gonna choose better. It helps that process if what you see in your environment is things that trigger good thoughts, like a vision board, like having a mantra that you say when you wake up in the morning, a daily routine of how you wake up, finding an inspiring YouTube video or a call or a training that just speaks to you, that's what you hear first thing when you wake up. Because you want to start the day right, otherwise that day disappears. And then the thoughts of that day drift, and then a whole day has gone by without believing. So a daily routine is really important, but you know what else is important? And I don't think we talk about it enough. Associations are very important to your belief. I'll give you a prime example. I'm not saying, by the way, that your friends and family are bad associations. That's not what I'm saying. But you've got to associate with people who think bigger and believe bigger, because thoughts are contagious, and you're going to catch the thoughts and the beliefs of those you hang around. I'm not saying don't hang out with your family, but I'm saying maybe hang out a little bit more with people who think a little bit bigger, who dream a little bit bigger, who believe a little bit bigger, because it becomes contagious. And you might say, well, Casey, I don't have access to those people. Everyone has the internet. You have access. Overdrive is an app you can download on your phone. All you need to listen to audiobooks for free is a library card. So if money's so tight that you can't afford to buy an audiobook, download Overdrive, get a library card, and you can listen to audiobooks. Associate with Jim Rohn. Associate with some of the greatest, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar. Get with your plugged in upline, somebody you have a relationship with or want to have a relationship with, that get a suggestion of the right person to associate with in your mind. But I'll give you a prime example. I had a meeting. What's today? Today is Sunday. I had a meeting yesterday. I met with a gentleman who is an incredibly big thinker. I mean, his vision, him thinking big. I left this meeting with more energy than I've had in months. It was like, oh, that people want to be part of your big picture, of you thinking big and believing big. The big picture of Organo, bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. It's about building belief in people. The greatest treasure you can give the world is your belief in yourself, because you can't help but pass that belief on to other people. Do you believe in yourself? The more you believe in you, the better the business gets, the better the products get, the better the system gets. And trust me, I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. But you've got to open up. If this is like, okay, this is too tense for you, or this isn't professional enough for you, shake it off and receive it anyway. Don't block the blessings in your life. Learn to associate with people who make positive contributions in your life. Associate with big thinkers. It's kind of like learning a language. You've got to saturate your mind. See, there's two types of people. Someone who says, okay, I want to learn, somebody who speaks English and says, I want to learn Spanish. And then another person who says, I speak English, I want to learn Spanish. One person starts looking for opportunities to grow their Spanish language, seeking out audio classes, watching their favorite program in Spanish instead of English, listening to Spanish music, seeking out opportunities to be immersed in the Spanish culture and meet other people who speak Spanish, taking classes and doing just a little bit every day. The other person says, I wish I could speak Spanish. 5 years go by. One person speaks Spanish. The other person goes, man, 5 years, it's too late. I really, I'm so busy. I didn't have the time, this came up and then that came up and now I don't speak Spanish. So now I've decided I don't even really want that as a dream anymore. And I'm going to pick up something new. I'm going to have a new dream that I'm going to believe in for one day and then not do. And then 5 years later, I'll pick something else. Don't let that be your life. Don't let that be your life. People, don't do that with this business. Don't play mediocre with the greatest opportunity that's come across your lap. There's no risk in Organo. There's none. You can't lose. But you got to believe in yourself. Can you imagine having an opportunity to start a multi-million-dollar business if you're willing to believe? Expo. We teach on Expo. We train on Expo. We teach on the importance of events. We have the stats. But if you don't believe in you, you're not registered. That's just the reality. That's not me hard selling and trying to get you to go to Expo. If you believe in you, you're registered for Expo, because we know that even bigger belief is there, and belief determines all of our outcomes. Well, I don't have the money for a plane ticket. Go make $500 with coffee, selling it. Overcome that fear by little pieces of action that give you confidence. This business is so incredible. It's so much more than just the coffee. I mean, the coffee, what a bridge, what a magnet to bring people together. But the people you meet, the relationships you have, Stephen, Deanna, Dwayne, Anna, myself, we were all very fortunate. We went to China to see the Ganoderma, see it growing in the soil. Talk about increasing the belief, seeing the quality, the number of people who for decades have been making sure they can produce the Ganoderma that you get, and people are going to complain about the price? Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people are playing a role for you to have your cup of coffee, your shake, your tea, your hot chocolate, your opportunity? It was an incredible trip. Being able to travel and be in the rainforest in Asia and see the scientists, the lab level quality, the government officials there making sure everything is going exactly how it is so we can maintain all of our quality control certifications, and seeing the science, the vision. Wow, it was incredible. And then we got to meet so many amazing people. I got to meet Surinda and her husband and her team from Laos, the first diamonds in Laos. And Supachad and the country manager of Thailand, and all the Thai diamonds and Min and Yad and so many people that are out there changing their communities, empowering entire countries. Got to break bread with Ricardo Bonato and Celine, and guys, I'm telling you, my life would be less without those new relationships in them. But without Organo and having the belief to put in the work to get to that place, I wouldn't even know what I was missing out on. To know these incredible people from all different walks of life who are overcoming their fears, their doubts, to go out and make it happen and win, it's inspiring. You're talking about building connections, people who believe in you, people who like you for who you are, people who don't want anything from you. You know how valuable that is to have in your life? And they're everywhere in Organo, but you got to go build those relationships, put yourself in the right position to win. I want that for you. I want that for your life. I want you to be able, when others are stressed and freaking out about finances, to be like, I've got this. I've got coffee. I lived in my parents' basement When I started in this business, I couldn't even put a full tank of gas in my car. I was so afraid that that would be my life. So I had this false sense of pride and I've got this, and skepticism that makes us feel smart and intelligent, but really doesn't fool anybody. And then here comes Rod Smith. See, Stephen and Deanna had always believed in me. They were always pouring that belief. And then he comes along and he says, I believe in you too. And I'm like, wait a minute. I got other people believing in me, cheering me on, wanting me to win, challenging me to believe in myself. Do you know how valuable that is? Do you know how many people in the world right now don't have that? They go home, their spouse isn't believing in them. They're cutting them down, their dreams, their goals, dream killers, dream crushers. They go to church, dream crushers. They go to work, dream crushers. They go to the gym, dream crushers. And here, the big picture of Organo, you've got a group of people believing in themselves and in each other. And what the contagion we're spreading is belief. Do you realize you have an opportunity to be part of a company that will change the world? The whole world? But it starts with you and your belief in yourself. Don't miss out on this. Be part of the belief that's happening right now. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have doubts. But at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, and all the times in between, are you making sure you're controlling your thoughts? That you're dictating the conversation. You're in control. You have the choice. Winning conversation, victorious conversation. See, out of the mouth, the heart speaks. Connect with people. Be sincere. Be authentic. I'm not going to give you the 101 of selling. I really don't think I don't think that I'm a salesperson. I don't feel like that. Now, I can collect a sale, but you know what I like to do? I like to connect with people. Serve someone. Believe in someone else. Speak good things into other people. Watch what it does to your belief to believe in someone else. That's why one of the tenements of Organo is edification. It's speaking the good. Unity. It's bringing this belief together to realize, oh my gosh, look how great we are together as a team. And on those moments where my belief might not be where it needs to be, I'm surrounded by believers instead of surrounded by doubters. If you walk into a room of 100 people, you're the only happy one, there's 99 that are unhappy, the odds are not in your favor. They're not. But if you walk into a room of 99 people and you're the only downer and they're all happy and excited and believing, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to leave or you're going to become a believer. The best way to learn a language, we already know this. Experts all over the world have known this for years. If you want to learn a language you don't know, go somewhere where they don't speak your language, they only speak that language, and immerse yourself. And did you know while it takes other people 2-3 years to learn a new language, in months, you can get a handle on a language very well because you're immersed in that environment? Well, immerse yourself in the language of belief. You might be like, Casey, that's corny. That's dumb. That doesn't sound, I want the 1, 2, 3, 4 of how to win in order. You already have that. It's in your back office. It's called OG University. It's already there. But a tool in the hand of a believer works differently. You activate your personal power, so to speak, by believing in yourself. And those tools are available. We have the system, we have the tools, we have the product, but it's you. And I believe in you. I believe in you because you're listening to this call. If you didn't believe already a little bit or a lot of a bit, you wouldn't be here. But what if we spent the rest of this year? What if we spent the rest of this year believing in ourselves, all of us, a little bit more? Just a little bit more. We spent the rest of this year believing in ourselves. We threw out the excuse that I don't have any time. We gave up the TV. You have the power. I was talking to Dr. Bob Rakowski the other day, and we were talking about the discipline of being able to control what you're eating and decide on better, healthier choices for your body, and how sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's easy. And he goes, well, He said the only kind of commitment is 100% commitment. 99% commitment's not commitment. There's 100% commitment or not. So are you committed to believing in yourself? Will you commit with me to believe in yourself for the rest of this year? September, October, November, December, 4.5 months, if you include the rest of this month, to believing in yourself, to saturating your environment, to caring enough about where you're going to do the corny things that other people won't do so you can live the life they can't live, by putting up the signs, by turning off the TV and listening to the audios, by doing the mantras, doing the affirmations and the action, but go ahead and build your belief. Build your belief, build your faith. Faith without works is dead, but without faith, you certainly got nothing. So start with your faith and build your belief and then challenge yourself to the actions. There's a whole lot of life to live. Remember, Disraeli said life is too short to live little. I don't believe you were meant to live little. People who are destined to live big, to have it all, to be free, to be happy, those are the kind of people who say yes to Organo. It's the kind of people who are listening right now. You deserve to believe in yourself. Your family deserves the repercussions of you believing in yourself. Do kids listen? Yeah, they listen, but they observe. I always hated that do as I say, not as I do. Like, what a terrible phrase. What a terrible, terrible phrase. And the thing about it is it doesn't work. Do as I do. Lead by example. You know, when you believe in yourself, you give your children permission to believe in themselves. You know, when you believe in yourself, you give your spouse and your partner permission to believe in themselves. And that you aren't alone. You don't have to be this lone ranger that it's scary and it's fearful, and you can borrow some of my courage, because I borrow courage from other people all the time. All the time. I've learned which conversations I can have with myself and which conversations I need to interrupt my mind and say, nope, I need to talk to somebody else. I need their thinking, because I know my thinking is not going to be productive here. This is not going to go well. I need to talk to somebody else. Surround yourself, immerse yourself in believing. It's fun. I can't wait to go on the cruise, the Seize the Moment cruise, and be with the believers. Because what I pick up when I go meet people and I talk to people, I ask them, what's the hottest thing in your business right now? What's the most exciting health testimonial you have? What's the most exciting financial testimonial you have? Why? Because when they share those things with me, it builds my belief. And you got to keep building your belief. You can't stop. You can't be like, well, I believed when I signed my application, but that was like the last time I worked on my believing. That was the last time I got excited about believing. Imagine if you did that in your marriage. Well, I told you and showed you how much I loved you when we got married, but you know, that was 10 years ago. That was 20 years ago. That was 50 years ago. Can you imagine not contributing to your marriage? Okay, you signed the application, the marriage application. You sign the application, but then you don't do anything about it? That's a recipe for disaster. Well, you can marry your dreams in Organo. You can marry the life you've always wanted. You can be the architect of every great thing that you deserve. Success is your birthright. It is your birthright. Abundance, joy, satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment. These are all things you are entitled to. Every man and woman is entitled to those things. And the price you pay for those things is believing. Does your environment reflect that? What you see, what you hear, what you listen to, what you say to yourself, what you allow other people to say to you. See, the thing about it is, our environment, our associations, they make deposits into our brain. Some of you need to reject those deposits. Think of your brain like a stew, this thought factory, and you're making a soup or a stew. And believers, people who are, they still have their challenges. Things aren't going perfect. They have their temporary failures and their temporary setbacks, but they're believing. They're doing it. They're working. They're accomplishing. They're putting good things into the stew, all the things that you want. And then we allow stronger associations to go, yeah, but you know, those things don't work. You know, all good things come to an end, and you let them put moldy, desiccated, nasty food into your stew, and it mixes in there with the good, and we don't know what to eat, what not to eat, and we go back to this Civil War place of confusion, and it's easier just to do what Napoleon Hill says in his book, Outwitting the Devil, which is drift. Drift through life, arrive safely at the grave, and die with all the gifts we have inside. That's not the dream. Be a visionary, be a dreamer, be a big thinker, but to be those things, you've got to believe in yourself. What are you reading? Casey, I'm not a good reader. I don't like to read. Okay, then what are you listening to? Do you put a sign above your bed that says, congratulations, you did it. And when you see that, don't just see it, experience it. Be alive, be awake. Don't slumber, don't sleepwalk through your life. Life is awesome. Even the moments that suck. Why? Because they make us appreciate and have value for the moments that don't. We can only experience true joy because we know pain. Deanna told me a long time ago, the thrill of flying is only possible because of the fear of falling. It's thrilling to fly here, to soar. Unlimited opportunity. These three leaders, Mr. Bugs, Mr. Moran, Mr. Bernie, who believe in you, who believe in Organo, who believed enough to create a mission that's so incredible of capturing 1% of the world. They believe. You want to attach yourself to the coattails of that belief. It's about the big picture, taking action to cure the fear, but you've got to believe in yourself first. I can tell you what to do. I can tell you how to do it, but if you don't believe, none of those things even matter. They become wasteful. But remember, hesitation magnifies fear. Every day you hesitate, the fear gets bigger and harder to overcome. We go back to that example of a marriage where you remember how you were with your spouse or your partner when you were dating. The first couple months when you were dating, and you were proving to them that they could believe in you, the way you treated them, the way you spoke to them, the energy you put on your relationship. How long has it been since you've done that in your marriage? How long has it been since you've done that in your relationships? With your kids, with your friends? You know you can do that all the time. There's a great book by Bruce Lipton called The Honeymoon Effect. He wrote The Biology of Belief, an absolutely fascinating read. He wrote The Biology of Belief, but he also wrote a book called The Honeymoon Effect, and he's talking about how to stay in that honeymoon space in your relationships. And guess what? All has to do with your belief. Well, guess what Organo is? It's a business of relationships. And the first relationship we want to address is the one you have with yourself. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I believe you can do it. I know that you're on the Millionaire Mentorship call because you are searching the spark of belief, whether an ember or a flaming, roaring fire. It's there inside of you, or you wouldn't be spending your time with me right now. Believe. Believe bigger. Believe faster. Immerse yourself in belief. What do you see? What do you hear? What are you listening to? What are you seeking out? Opportunity. Seek people who are happy. Seek people who believe big, who dream big, who think big. It does something when you interact with them to your energy and your excitement. I believe Organo is going to capture 1% of the coffee market. I believe that. I know it's going to happen. I want to make sure my belief catches up with the belief of the three people we've put our trust and our belief in for the last 9.5 years. Our belief You want to be around a believer? Be around an Edwin Haynes. Be around a Sam Bean. Be around Kelly Rakowski. Be around, you hear the stories, Dr. Bob and Diane and working in Canada, 15 gold packs in one meeting. Collected 15 gold packs in one meeting. How many of you wish that would happen in your group? How many of you believe it will happen in your group? Remember, wishing and believing are not the same thing, but it can happen in your group, because what can be done for one can be done for another. What one can do, another can do. So let's unify our belief in loyalty, in love. Let's connect, let's build, let's be sincere, be vulnerable, put yourself out there. It's an empowering place to be, to build your business. I challenge you to believe. Write down what you want to believe in. I'm not just talking about what rank you want to have or what income you want to have. I'm talking about believing you and what you're capable of, because you're capable of such incredible things. You're here with purpose. There is a plan in your life that you get to design. You can be the architect of, you can design your destiny. You can engineer the life that you want. I'm just so thankful that Organo has come into my life and allowed me the guidance during this journey of living to continue to be better, to serve better, to forgive myself for all of the many mistakes that I've made, to be able to move forward, move on, and not be mediocre. Life is special. You are special. And to settle for mediocrity would be if you settle for mediocrity in your life and you hide behind the fear of what other people are going to think, and so you keep those gifts, you keep those talents to yourself, I'm here to tell you it will haunt you. And the regret of that will be the greatest travesty to take place in your life. And I'm here to tell you that to open up that doorway to vulnerability, to let the light in, open up to believing, to have the courage to grow and embrace having the life that you've always wanted, is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself, to your family, to the world, because you can't have it all. And I'm telling you, you block out anybody who tells you differently. Mr. Edwin Haynes says, return to sender. You take those thoughts and you return them to sender. Because I'm here to tell you, in all the ways that we're different, we are so very much the same. And it is with a heart full of love and intention. And I have been holding back tears for the majority of this call, because I want you to believe. I want you to believe in yourself the way that I believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself the way that there's no accident that you're here at this moment in this time. I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidence. There is such purpose behind you being able to receive this message of belief. And I am honored to lock arms with all the believers listening right now. I'm honored to see you in Las Vegas. And when we're in Las Vegas, yes, I want my hugs, but I want to lock arms with the believers, because we're going to create a chain of belief. We are creating a chain of belief. We're growing the chain of belief that's going to go out and allow us together as a team to bring the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. It's been my honor, my greatest, humblest honor to be with you tonight. I want you to take a few minutes after the call's over and spend some time with your thoughts. I want you to say, mediocrity, be done with. I'm going to do what it takes to believe in myself. One day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. A little special announcement to cap off our call tonight. Mr. Holton Buggs, the big believer himself, the visionary, is going to be doing a special advanced compensation plan training on Wednesday. You can reach out to your plugged in diamond upline, those of you who feel you're ready for that. for an advanced comp plan training, you can reach out to your upline diamond. They have those details, and they'll be able to give them to you. But isn't that cool? We're going to work on believing, and he's going to show us the big money the same week. It's pretty awesome. So with a heart full of gratitude for each and every one of you who contributed your energy to the call tonight, I want to thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable enough, for caring enough about your life to deposit an hour with us. This is a team effort call. There's a lot of working parts behind bringing this together every single week. And one of those working parts is you bringing your contribution, bringing your dreams, your fears, your goals, your aspirations to the table. And so with the most excitement and the most love and joy, I want to welcome you to the first day of believing for the rest of your life. And I want to ask you to soar with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in Vegas.